Well, today is my honor again to be able to share with everybody online on this M-Life product training. Today, we're going to talk to, I'm going to share with everybody very unique products that I love. One of the products that I love the most because it's so unique and it's very rare that you can find in the world. So it's called this thing called Zleephonin. Can you see Zleephonin? Okay, right. Now, have you taken the Zleephonin today? Anybody have taken the Zleephonin today? Can you type the chat box? Yes or why? Okay. Not many have used it. Oh, one or two. Good. A few have taken. Okay, I have taken mine too. This I never fail to take this from the day this was introduced. Okay, at least I take once. At least take once a day. Now, what is so good about this Zleephonin? Okay, let me share my slide. Okay. You can see my slide, right? So, to talk about Zleephonin, I must touch this topic. We get old because of our brain. Why we get old? Brain. How does it relate? Okay, now this is going to be interesting. Now, as a human being, we cannot run away from these 4 stages in life. You agree? So, what are the 4 stages? The first is you're being born, your birth. Correct or not? We will be born, but we also die in the end. For sure, it's a warranty. Okay, not guarantee, it's warranty. But in between, after you being born to the world, you start to eat, you start to sleep, you start to drink and play and start to grow. As you grow and grow, and then we start to age. We become older. Okay? Every day you wake up, the minute you open your eyes, you are 1 day older. That one you cannot avoid. Nobody can avoid, right or not? But then before we die, sometimes we have to go through another stage. Okay, this stage is what? Sickness. You fall sick. Okay, some people never fall sick. Is there anybody that never fall sick before? Okay, maybe, yeah, maybe, I don't know. No, but most of us will go through this stage before we actually die. Agree or not? Do you agree? These are the 4 stages in life that we can never miss. If you agree, can you type in 1 in the chat room, please? Okay, agree. Now, let me ask you a question. Which stage in life that you're more concerned of? You have no control about your date and your birth, correct or not? You're born by you've been given by your mom. Your dad and mom produce you. So this is not your choice. But dying also may not be your choice. You have to die. You cannot say I don't die. But in between, age and sickness, which is more concern to you? Now, a lot of people will say sick, correct or not? But why we sick? And do you notice we have more sickness when we are young or old? Definitely, when we get older, we get more sickness. But right now, there's one topic a lot of people in the whole world now is looking into. That's called the anti-aging part. Why? Because people do not want to get old. Because people know that when we get old, we are more prone to sickness. Agree or not? Agree or not? Yeah. If you agree that old is a very key issue nowadays and it's important for you, can you type in 1 in the chat room, please? Okay, very good. So I know everybody want to look young, don't want to get old, just like our Qin Shi Wang doesn't want to die, right? So find all sort of way to avoid death, correct or not? So right now, let's take a look at this aging. Is it so scary? Is there a way to prevent it? Is there a way to delay it? We cannot avoid aging, but we can do delaying, right? Sickness, we can have many ways to prevent it, to avoid it by keeping our body healthy. But what about aging? Something that you cannot prevent. It will come, but we can make it come slower by aging it. How can we do it? Okay, right now, there's a, sorry, yeah, let me check this next slide. According to this Qianjin Yao Fan, okay, this prescription is from Tang Dynasty. They have a secret of getting longevity, live long life. Okay, what they mention is they have 10 don'ts, 10 things that you don't do, but you must do 1 thing: smile, laugh. 10 don't do, but 1 thing must do: laughing. So what are the 10 things that you don't do in order to live long life? Okay, let's take a look. First thing you don't do is do not get angry. Do you easily get angry? Please don't, okay? If you get angry, more of the body cell die faster. You get older. Second, do not scold people. Do not point finger at others, because once you point finger at others, 4 finger pointing back at you. You'll be cursed, okay? You more cursed, okay? Don't scold people, okay? The third is do not miss. What does it mean by do not miss? See, some people will miss certain things that they love so much until they will affect their daily life. For example, like a mom that sent a child to overseas to study. So thinking of couldn't see her for him or her for a long time. Keep on thinking of her son for too long. Then couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. So it is no good. It will affect your health. So we will miss. We are human beings. Yes, miss, but we can do something else to distract, to pull away from that situation. Don't engulf in it too long. Okay? Do not miss. Fourth, do not afraid. Do not afraid is important, because some people, they dare not go out to the house. Why? Because outside the house, maybe people will snatch their bag, people will push him down. You may find a fierce dog outside, but this thing is not happening yet. They are always afraid of this thing, fear of darkness, fear of too quiet, anything that you fear. So they will create type of pressure in the body. It's no good at all. Do not worry. This is something that people, this is some pressure that you give it to yourself, because things are not happening yet. They worry tomorrow will lock down for another 100 days, for example. Tomorrow, worry that the kids haven't come back 10 o'clock, but it's not 12 yet, but already worried, Worry that tomorrow go to school, but couldn't do their exam well because did not study or worried, but not happening yet. The exam is not there yet. So this is something that not happening, but you already start to have this negative feel. This is has to be reduced, just to get yourself more prepared. Okay. Now some people are upset. Upset with what? Do not get so upset. Upset with things already happened. For example, you go to market, wet market, and buy your veggie. So this uncle sold you this veggie, kailan, very nice, 5 ringgit per kilo. Manata, when you go to the next store, the auntie's offering at 4.80, 20 cents less. Then you get upset. Why the uncle cheat me? 20 cents only, and then get upset over yourself. So it's small little things. Sometimes small little things get people upset. This is also no good. So don't do that. Okay. Do not rush. A lot of people like to leave things to the last minute. Wow, I want to go to school. Wake up very near to the school time. Then have to brush your teeth also halfway. Take your clothes also halfway. Everything halfway. They have to quickly rush to school or go to work. Or sometimes you have to pass up certain homework. You go to play the whole day until tomorrow want to pass up already. Oh, quickly want to do, cannot finish, can get very angry, panic, So don't do. So what can we do by not doing rushing thing? Plan your time. Okay, do time management. Okay, do not get irritated. Don't get irritated so fast. Sometimes little thing only. Sometimes in the colleague in the office, a colleague took your pen without telling you, to do something. Then you came back to your table, couldn't find a pen, you get angry. Who stole my pen? all these things. Suddenly everything, all the nerves also come out already. Oh, I want to eat people like that. So also no good. This is also no good. Okay. Do not feel sad. Of course, we are human beings. Sad, we will feel sad. But sometimes that your puppy dog, you love so much, suddenly pass away. You got very sad, or you lost a dog, don't know where you go, or sometimes you do something that make you not feeling well. But of course you can feel sad, but do not being trapped in the sad situation for too long. It will also make you very unhealthy. Okay. Lastly, do not feel gloomy. What does it mean? Some people, they always have negative thought. Everything they see in the future is all gloomy. Nothing is bright, Say to COVID come already, no more business. I'll be hungry already. So I will not be able to go send my kid to school already. But do nothing. But keep on everything thinking of negative thing is going to happen, even though it's not happening yet. But he do nothing. So this is also no good. So the whole world have no hope. So these are the 10 things don't do. If you want to live long life, don't do. But instead, smile and laugh. Okay, this is the secret of longevity that we get from Tang Dynasty. Now, actually, let me see the next slide now. This are all these things that we feel just now, all things that they ask you to don't do, and even smile. What control it? What actually from where that all this feeling, emotion comes about? It's all from our brain. It all started from our brain. Okay. Now, how many brains do we have in the body? Anybody can guess? How many brains do we have? Can you put in the chat room, please? How many brain do you have? Oh, one. Definitely got one. The rest have zero. No, I believe, of course, everybody knows we have one brain. One brain. Now, anybody have two? No, right? Okay, one brain, but it is divided into many, many parts, and each part has its own functions. So brain is not a one lump of stuff and then do everything. No, it's divided into many parts. So what are the parts? Let's study a bit. Okay. Now this is the brain structure, dissection structure. We have a few parts. The biggest portion of the brain is called the cerebrum. Okay, the big brain. Okay. Then we have a smaller portion called cerebellum. Brum and balloon. Okay, one is big, one is small. Okay. Then we have also the pineal gland, okay, in the middle, and also we have the in the brain between the cerebrum and the pineal gland, okay, and then we have also the pituitary on the left hand lower part. We have also the brain stem. We have also then the medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata is where you connect to your spinal cord, okay. When oblongata, the place where oblongata meet the cerebrum, okay, is called the interbrain, the connection part, okay. Now this interbrain is extremely important for us, because when interbrain die, we die. Wow, is that so? Yes, human being will die when interbrain die. Then when interbrain works, we just don't work, we just die. Wow. So interbrain is this important or not? Definitely important. So let's take a look at this interbrain. 1 minute, yeah. 1 minute. Okay, so let's take a look at what this interbrain do. What does this interbrain function as? Okay, why is it so important? Okay, the first function of interbrain is actually controlling our autonomic nervous system. So what is this autonomic nervous system? Autonomic nervous system actually comprises of two parts, sympathetic and parasympathetic. But in short, what they do is they control functions in the body that is not controllable by your physical brain. You cannot instruct it to do. For example, one of the example, like your heartbeat. For example, can you try with me something that you cannot control? Can you, everybody, put a hand on your chest here, the right left part, and tell them and instruct your heart to stop beating. Can you stop beating, my friend? My heart, stop beating for 3 minutes. Cannot stop beating? Can or not? You can't. You will beat by itself. Correct or not? When you for example, like your bowel movement. After you makan, you eat, you digest, and all the food in the stomach will start to go down into your small intestine and big intestine, and then will pass out. Can you say stop moving? Can you? You can't. By the time you taking the food to your digestive system, you'll start to move. The peristalsis movement will start to move. It's all automatic. You cannot stop it. The digestive juice, your stomach juice, the enzyme that came out to secrete out, you cannot control. It's all come by itself. So this is the autonomic system. So is it important? Of course. This autonomic nervous system is a system which actually will control the minimum function of our body to keep us alive. Yes, breathing, all these internal functionings is all controlled by this autonomous system. Okay. The second, it also controls metabolisms, things that happen within the cells. So we have things that happen in the cells could be assimilations. That means forming of new material, new compound. For example, new protein, forming your hair, forming your muscle tissues, or disseminations or breaking down of the nutrient that we put into the cell. For example, like glucose being broken down in mitochondria to give you energy, the ATP energy for you to work to keep it alive. So these are all happening in the cell. Also, you cannot control. It's all controlled by this our interbrain. Okay, and then we also interbrain also control body temperature regulations. Have you ever wondered when we travel to, let's say, a cold country or in the winter, outside was about -10 degrees Celsius, but what about our body temperature? it's still maintaining at about 36.5 to 30 or 37 degrees, right? Then you travel to desert, very sunny, hot desert. Your outside temperature could be 40 degrees Celsius, 45 degrees Celsius, but your body temperature is still 36.5 to 37 degrees Celsius. How does it do it? Who control it? It's our interbrain. Okay. Now, when your body is too hot, it will sweat. When your body is too hot, it makes you thirsty. You drink water, it cool down. Okay. So, and then also and when this temperature is too cold, you shiver. When you shiver, you move around, it creates heat, it warm up your body. See, these are all automatic. Now, the other one will be responses. Response, I will call this a reflex reactions. Reflex. What's this reflex reactions? For example, like when you suddenly touch a hot pot, you will withdraw your hand immediately without thinking. You don't have to think about it, correct or not? Immediate. You see, when you enter a dark room, your pupils open. When you enter a bright area, your pupil will close and eye will close. Automatic. Right? These are auto, for example, yeah, reflex reactions. And then about interbrain also control our emotion. You see, when you feel sad, you feel happy, all is controlled at this part. When you look at Mr. Bean movie, you laugh unstoppably because the part you cannot control is controlled by interbrain. When you listen to a sad music, you may have tears in your eyes. Why? It's emotion. It's also controlled by, you cannot control it. It's controlled by our interbrain. Okay. Now, also, it also control our endocrine system. Endocrine refer to hormone system. All the hormone in the body is controlled by him. So hormone is like what? Hormones is like the worker, right? It's one of the workers in the body that control the reaction to regulate it, okay, so that we can function as normal. So hormone is also controlled by that. Can you look at this six function? Isn't it important? Definitely. Without this six function, we just simply die. That's how important it is. Okay. Now, but however, when we get old, as we start to get old, there will be many diseases and problems occur. Okay. Is it because the interbrain started to be degraded? Okay. As we get older, the cell of the interbrain start to get older, and some of them start to die off, and the function of it start to degrade. Okay, when the interbrain is deteriorated to a very serious stage, okay, disease will come. Okay, and this disease, this sickness has no medicines, no way. Even visiting a doctor, give you injection, it doesn't help. Do you know what type of disease, what type of sickness I'm talking about? When you get old and this disease has no cure, has no drugs that can help you. Anybody know? Guess what type of disease and sickness I'm talking about when you get old like this? Nobody knows? Okay, because you haven't reached there yet. I know. Now, when we get old, there's a kind of sickness that you have no medicines. That's called Alzheimer or the dementia. Okay, Alzheimer or dementia. Now, if you have old folks at home, if you have experienced before, like I have with my grandma, okay, when she reached about 94 years old, she lived until about 96, yeah. So 90 years old plus, I can see that she already start to change. She could, okay. Sometimes when she go out, she couldn't come back. So that's why we do not let her go out anymore. So a lot of notice like this, you see sometimes they paste on the pole, on the roadside or the wall roadside, looking for their elderly, because these people, when they are old, when suffer for this dementia or Alzheimer disease, they couldn't remember anymore. So this is what it can happen. It can be dangerous sometimes. Okay. So do you want to get until that stage? If you can avoid, we like to avoid, right? Correct. Now, actually, dementia is also growing rapidly. One is because the world population is growing, but we notice something very unique. The dementia growth is actually growing more rapidly in Asia compared to other parts of the world. Okay, do you know Asia, the dementia population in Asia is way bigger than America, Africa, and Europe combined. So where are we living in? We are in Asia. That means it's talking about us. It's affecting us. So now it's even more important for us to put more attention on how to avoid or prevent or delay dementia, right? Now, what are the symptoms, or what are the warning sign of a person? Maybe if you look at your father or your grandfather, are they getting into dementia stage? How do you know? So these are the warning signs. So people who start to show signs of dementia they will start to struggle with their conversation. They couldn't find proper words. They take a long time to find words to talk to you. So they talk slower. Sometimes they have vision problem. They couldn't see clearly. In front there was a hole, but they still go and jump into the hole, because they couldn't see. They see blur. It's a blur vision for them. They couldn't make decisions so fast. When they ask you something, what do you want to eat today? They would long time before they want to say a porridge, something like that. So it's not a normal speed that you can see. Sometimes they very often they will misplace that thing, especially like glasses. They put somewhere. Forgot already. Where's my glasses? Very often like this. Sometimes also they have inability to plan or solve problem. When you ask them, can you put on your shirt? They forgot, want to put left first or right first. So these are the inability to do the proper thing as normal anymore. Okay, and because of that, a lot of them, they have also reduced memory. They couldn't remember what have they done or what have they said. Okay, so because of that, a lot of these elderly will start to withdraw themselves from the social cycle. They do not want to mix with people because people look down at them, people avoid them. So they distance themselves and isolate themselves, and that is even worse. Then they make into very moody because they feel that they are isolated, they are neglected. They become very moody. They have mood change very fast. Okay, now they also sometimes people close to them find that it's also difficult to accept, because sometimes things are very familiar to the family, to him, suddenly become very foreign, very like new to him. The clothes he wear, the food he eat, the chair he sit. Maybe he couldn't remember, and he has now lost sense of location and time. He forgot what time is it. He forgot where he is. So this is where the Alzheimer, the danger of Alzheimer's is. And these are the signs. When you see your parents or even your grandparents start to see signs like this, you have to be careful. This is a really sign of Alzheimer's disease. Okay, and Alzheimer's disease actually can be divided into 3 stages. At the early stage, it's only simple thing like couldn't find the thing he keeps. Where did he keep his finger chip? Where does he keep where did he keep his shoe? Don't know where's his shoe. You see, okay. So, and then early sign also can show him that he will show that easily get agitated. Simple thing get angry. And also sometimes you find a little bit difficult to find the correct words to talk to you. It will talk a bit longer time to find the words. He talks slower. Okay, when it comes to middle stage, he was even forget whether he has taken his lunch or not. Maybe forgot that he said he want to go pass motion. After come out from the toilet, he asked, hey, whether I go or not, whether have I passed motion or not. Okay, and sometimes in this case, in terms of mood, the change of mood become much more frequent. So at early stage, it maybe happen once a day, but in the middle stage, it can happen a few times a day. And then of course, in the mid stage, you will start to see that the sentence it comes out, the logics, it started to break off. It couldn't form a complete sentence. Anymore. When it comes to the late stage, in the worst case, then the elderly, the one who suffers with Alzheimer's, may even forget his name. He doesn't even know what his name is anymore. He cannot even recognize sometimes his own loved one, the family member. Okay, then at that time he looks very confused. He doesn't know how to react anymore. His emotion doesn't make sense sometimes to you. Okay, and finally, last stage, he couldn't even speak anymore. He has lost his ability to speak. So this is the stages you can see in Alzheimer's. So now, when I explain this so detail to everybody, do you feel scared? Do you want it to get into Alzheimer's, or do you to get into dementia so fast? Better don't, right? Nobody want to get into Alzheimer's. And this is why today you are here. If you learn this, you have to get this into your head so that we can do something to prevent this. So how to prevent, or delay dementia from coming to us, to affecting us. So first thing, you must make sure your brain cells, especially your interbrain cells, do not die, so that the brain function, the interbrain function, do not go away so fast. So the brain cells is called neuron. Okay, neuron. Now on average, young people 16 to 30 years old, Every day, we have about 100,000 brain cells die every day. There are trillions of cells inside, okay? But of course, 100,000 doesn't mean much. That's why young men still okay, okay? But when you reach middle age, okay, 30 years old and above, about 200,000 brain cells die every day. When you reach 50 and above, okay, elderly, about 400,000 brain cells every day. That means as we age, more brain cell die faster every day. So in order to prevent all this Alzheimer's disease and aging, one of the key that we must do is to delay this brain cell from dying so fast, right? So how can we do it? Okay, now next slide, please. Okay. Now there are a few ways we can actually help to delay this brain cell from dying. Okay, so how to do it? These are a few guidelines. First, of course, nourish your heart, activate the brain. Okay, how to do it? First, the 10 things that don't do. Okay, did I mention just now? What the tongue dentist mentioned. Don't get worried, don't be upset, don't afraid, don't get angry. All this don't do. 10 things don't do, but laugh every day. Laugh, be happy. Okay, first thing. The second thing is keep on learning. Learn until you die. Why? Because when you learn, you stimulate the brain cell. So the brain cell keep on working every day, it won't rest. So it will keep the brain cell vital. Vitality of the brain cell is maintained. Okay. And of course, the third one will be move your finger, chew longer. So these two things you must do. So when you're getting older, don't just stay there and do nothing and watch TV every day and do nothing. So when you move your finger, that means you move around, do a bit of work, do a bit of handicraft, flower arrangement, whatever it is. Do even like origami. You can fold your things. If you cannot do a physical hard work, just do simple work, but still move your finger around. If you keep on moving your body's fingers and scatter muscles, you actually activate the brain to do work. So if the brain wouldn't rest so fast. And when you chew longer, every time you chew, you put pressures onto your gums and onto your jaw, and this will stimulate back to the brain, that the brain can still continue to work, so that it can continue to work as younger. Okay, so in fact, chew longer, also the food tastes better, correct enough, that like what I mentioned the other day, right? Now, of course, other options, what can you have? The other option is called take acetylcholine. So this is a substance, this is a compound that can help our brain to be more active in maintaining its vitality. Okay, so we'll talk a bit more about acetylcholine later. Okay, another one is increase melatonin in the body. Okay, so these two will be the one that we can do now. That's where we are going to come in. Okay, the other thing, 1, 2, 3, the first 3 things you have to do on yourself, but the next 2 now I can provide you. Okay, today I'm going to focus a bit more on acetylcholine. Okay, now acetylcholine is I will call it the chief neuron transmitter. Okay, it is the main compound that our brain needs to maintain its health. Okay, now acetylcholine is it's an organic chemical in the function in the brain. So where can you find this? Of course, one of them that we are just show is that in the bird nest. You can take more bird nest to get more acetylcholine. It contains about 200 units. Oh, well, bird nest is good, of course, but my friend, you have to eat every day, not just eat one time in a month. Okay, it don't function. If you want to replenish it, must take it every day. So, but bird nest, my friend, they need money, right? Anyone here can drink bird nest every day? I wish you, but couldn't get that much money, correct? Not. So this is one of the solutions, but not easy to do. What about other sources? Yes. Is there any sources? Yes. Here's second source. The second source, which is quite abundant of this, or acetylcholine, is what? You ask me, pay what? Sperm? Yes, it contains about 400 units. Wow. You are disgusting, Mr. Pei, right? Yeah, very disgusting. I asked you to eat sperm. Exactly. But sperm does contain quite double the content of acetylcholine compared to bird nest. But of course, will you dare to eat? Disgusting. Nobody want to eat. Very difficult. Is there any other choice? Other options? Yes, there's other sources. For example, the next one is actually the termite king, not the termite, the termite king. So you may have to go to forest, look for the termite mountain, and then you destroy it and look for the biggest one, the biggest king. When you find it, you cannot kill it. You must eat alive. Can you go? Is there any more forest for you to go to find this sort of thing? Even if you can find it, do you dare to eat or not? Which is still moving, alive. It has 600 units. Wow, even much more. That's why last time, some Chinese, they like to go to buy this sort of thing to go to water and eat. But for me, no way, man. But what if I tell you there's a solution? There's something even much higher content of acetylcholine compared to this three option. Will you like it? An option which has 1,000 units of acetylcholine compared to the rest of it. Will you like it? And which is not expensive, not disgusting to eat. You can eat it anytime you like, and not difficult to find. If you ask you to find the termite king, not easy, right? Of course. Okay. Do you like it? If you want this solution, if you want it, can you type and 8 in the kitchen, please? Let me show you where can you get this. This source of acetylcholine is so abundant, not expensive, not disgusting to eat. You can eat it anytime, and it's not difficult to find because we have it. Okay. Now that's right. Is this compound that actually contains a lot of acetylcholine that you can find easily is this thing called this one. Okay, coming out. Yes. It's called the royal jelly. What's royal jelly? Royal jelly is the food for the bee queen. The bee queen, okay? Now, in the bee colony, in the bee community, there are actually two types of bee only. One is the male, one is a female, correct? Now, you know the male bee, what does it do? Male bee is the most lazy one, do nothing. Their only job every day is to reproduce, try to fertilize the queen bee to make baby. Okay, now they do nothing. So the actual working bees, the whole colony has in the bee community is the female bee. Now, but female bee, there are two types. One is the majority, most of them are actually workers bee. Those are the bees that came out to go to flower to search for honey and all these things and pollen to bring back to the bee, their colony. Is the worker bees. They are all female. Okay, but of all these female bee, there's one particular very big size bee, maybe double the size. It's called the queen bee, and all the food, the whole colony work for this bee. This bee control everything. So the queen bee, what does it do every day? Take the royal jelly that produced by them, and then lay eggs. This is what she do. You know, in a day, a queen bee can lay 1,500 to 2,000 eggs per day. The other female bee, the worker bees, they can only work. They cannot reproduce. They cannot produce any egg. Okay, and the size of the queen bee is about at least double the size of a normal worker bees. Okay, and amazingly, because of what she eat, okay, the queen bee can actually live 4 to 6 years compared to workers female bee, still female, but only live for 41 days. You see, it's about 10 to 15 times longer lifespan compared to a workers bee. Now, that's why now royal jelly becomes so popular nowadays because it has contents the high content of this acetylcholine that can do to help our body to prolong our life for longevity. So what actually this royal jelly can do? Okay, now let us go into a bit deeper into this. Okay, now royal jelly. My slide is a bit stuck. Okay, now a few things. Royal jelly, first, it will affect our vitality. Okay, now royal jelly inside with acetylcholine, high in acetylcholine, it actually prevents Alzheimer's disease. Okay, now it also enhances our memory. Okay, it adjusts the autonomic nervous system. Okay, it helps us to improve nocturia. What is nocturia? That means you have to wake up at night to go urine. Okay, some people have many times now, actually they're old. Okay, now it improves inability to control tears. No, sometimes when people with dementia or Alzheimer's, as I mentioned, they cannot control anymore. Suddenly they'll feel sad, they will tears in the eyes will come out. No, so it cannot control. So, but with acetylcholine, this one helps to control better. No, and then it also helps us to improve night sweat. Even though night is cold, but some people can sweat. Okay, and also tinnitus. What is tinnitus? Tinnitus is referring to people hearing noises which is not generated from outside, but it's from the inside of the body. They hear noises like humming, cracking, or ringing. So this happened to especially to people who have some experienced some ear injury before, or maybe due to aging. Okay, so other people, outside people cannot hear. Only he himself can hear. And he feels very annoying. You know, yeah. And also royal jelly also improve insomnia, and also improve incontinence. What is incontinence? Actually, incontinence refers to uncontrollable leak out of urine or fecal or stools, you know, when you apply pressures. For example, when you sneeze or laugh, or sometimes you lift up heavy things, suddenly urine come up, suddenly, you know, stool come up a little bit, you know. Oh, this is uncontrollable. Okay, now it also improve rheumatic soreness, joint pain, soreness, you know, inflammation of joints and things like that. Nerves cramp. Nerves cramps, it started with nerves, but at the end, it will cause us muscle cramp. Okay, and also it removes dark spot, especially people when the liver function is deteriorating. A lot of dark spot will happen in the face and sometimes on the bodies, you know, on the body, like our age spot, same thing. Yeah, and also acne. Okay, when the liver function is not getting better, it's not so good, detox doesn't go so well, acne will also appear on your skin. Okay, skin problem like example wrinkles, dry skin, also very common. So royal jelly can help that. Okay, now of course it will of course restore vision. Of course, might not be the 7/7 or 6/6 vision, but improve, make vision again clearer, not so blurred. Okay, it also improve and produce dazzling aging. Wow, this is a lot of body like a lot of us like it, right? If you are 60 and looks like 35, wow, what will you feel? Fantastic, right? Everybody loves it. Yes, but some people really like that, no? Dazzling aging, and of course at the end prolong our life longevity. Okay, now in terms of other functions of royal jelly include improvement of fertility. Okay, what is fertility? That means it's referring to our reproductive system. Okay, it adjusts. Royal jelly is able to adjust our hormone imbalance. Okay, it can improve our menstrual pain. Leukonia actually refers to a flow of whitish or yellowish or greenish discharge from the vagina of ladies. Yeah, so sometimes due to acid-base imbalance in the body, or maybe some infection by yeast and things like that. Okay. Now also anemia referring to the lack of good red blood cell that carry oxygen to the body. That's why you feel tired every day. Okay. And also in terms of fertility, royal jelly also have the inaccurate menstrual period in women. Sometimes some ladies, you know, period they don't come every month, maybe 2-3 months once, you know, maybe too long in one go also have. Okay, now improve menopause and the symptoms of menopause like hot flashes also will be much improved. Melancholy is referring to feeling of pensive sadness. Suddenly you feel sad. Some people will develop this problem after labeling babies. You know, it will happen. Sometimes you have cold fat and cold feet, and of course, also royal jelly improve reproductive function. Okay, the ability to produce eggs, ovule, or also sperms for men. Okay, now also royal jelly improves osteoporosis. Okay, it also removes residue. Residue or what? This here is referring to residue, especially for ladies. You know, during the height period, there's discharge of the wall, the lining of uterus falling down because of when there's no fertilizations. That means there's no baby form, so the lining will collapse, and then you have to discharge out and form your height. Sometimes not all of these are fully discharged. Some of them may remain inside the uterus, and it can remain for a long time. You know, we have seen example, some ladies already past menopause, maybe 50, 60, well, after they taken royal jelly, suddenly they have discharge, but your canals are blocks, you know, or clots, which is dark color and red colors. You know, these are all the remains or residues inside. It has to be it has to clean out. If it remains too long inside, it may cause some problem. Some might be even cause and stimulate some cancer cell to grow. Okay. Now, of course, royal jelly also will help people with delayed menopause. Okay. Now, we can keep delay the menopause longer. But do you want the menopause to come faster or longer or later? Menopause better come as late as possible, correct now? Because when the menopause comes, your hormone will be off balance, so you have a lot of symptoms will come out. So we like, if possible, we want to delay menopause as long as possible. Okay, and of course with royal jelly, it will also stimulate hypersexuality. So you have a better sex life. So you can actually improve relationship between husband and wife. Okay, it helps us to eradicate sexual coldness or decline in sexual functions. Okay, you also treat royal jelly also treat Qi deficiency and kidney failure. It prevents impotency, especially for men, like for example erectile dysfunctions. Okay, it also can be improved, and it has also we can improve nocturia emission or few spermatozoa problem. So what is nocturia emission? People who have wet dreams. Okay, when they wake up, they didn't have injected this like that for men. Okay, and also prevent miscarriage, and also reduce vomiting during pregnancy. Okay, and also we can royal jelly also has found to be efficient in preventing blood collapsing and also dystoxia. So what is dystoxia? Dystoxia is actually referring to conditions where you have difficulty or obstructive labor. When the mother is giving birth, the baby didn't come up so easy. Why? Maybe due to slow dilation of cervix. No, the whole the cervix doesn't expand or dilate fast enough. So it's so small, or even like shoulder block when this baby is giving birth. Okay, and also there's also royal jelly also known to be able to improve postpartum sequelae. So what does it mean? These are the symptoms or difficulty after giving birth, after laboring. Okay, so complications that develop after giving birth, for example, like sleep deprivations, for example, like breast problem, like the clogged milk ducts. Okay, so sometimes swollen breasts, things like that, and also sometimes it will also cause digestive or colorectal problems. For example, like the inconsistent problem, there's uncontrollable leak up of urine and feces, and also it will sometimes after the giving birth, ladies will experience constipation and also hemorrhage, piles. Okay, so this also can help with royal jelly. Okay, another area that royal jelly can help. Okay, it will be, sorry, my slide a bit stuck. Okay, it's in terms of maturity or growth. Okay, maturity or growth. So in terms of this, so royal jelly was known to improve headache and vomiting, stomach ache and weakness, dry mouth, palpitation is sweating, okay, and also excitement and tooth loss. Okay, a lot of people, especially lady, after giving birth, you can see they lose their teeth very easily. So a lot of ladies I see at the age of 40 plus, the whole mouth no more real teeth, all fake teeth. Okay, so if you have royal jelly, this one can prevent that also. Also, some people will suffer from withered nails. Withered nails means what? You have uneven surface on your nail, sometimes some track and crack. Okay? So these are uneven growth. This is unhealthy nails. Okay, even hair loss. So these are all signs of what? Aging. Yeah, all these are signs of aging. And sometimes, when you take royal jelly, you can see people even with white hair grow back. All the roots of the hair become black color. The new hair, they grown up, all black colors. Okay, and improving also it improve children's development and also children's IQ. It also stimulate better appetite and forming firmer muscles. When we can form firmer muscles, that means our skin will be even firmer. That they will actually lead to what? Lesser wrinkle. All the laughing line, all the sagging of the bust of the skin also will be less. Okay, so at the end you look younger. Okay, of course, when the aging, a lot of organs of our body start to contract, getting smaller. Okay, when all these organs, for example, the heart, liver, and pancreas getting smaller and contract, they will lose its function more and more. But when you take royal jelly, it will help us to regain that, return back as much to its original size, so that the organs function will be back to normal again. Okay, now with royal jelly as well, we can stimulate the pineal gland to secrete growth hormone, adjust the biological clock, reverse aging, and then you will look like much younger than your actual age. That's what we want, anti-aging, right? So that's how royal jelly is so important, right? Into anti-aging. So let's say if you have this thing in our product, will you like it? Of course, right? This is what we dream of every day. And the good news is our Zleephonin. Zleephonin is not only containing royal jelly, of course, it's one of the key ingredients, but it's a 3-in-1. It contains not only royal jelly, it also contains banana peel extract, which has the precursor or the tryptophan that actually can form our melatonins, okay? And also we have abundance of antioxidants that derive from cherries, southern western cherry, Indian cherry, and also sour cherry. Okay? So these are the key ingredients that we can mix up our Zleephonin. Now today I talk a lot about our royal jelly, which contain the acetylcholine, which is from the main component in our brain. But of course the other contents like the banana peel extract and the cherry is also equally important, which we will understand more in our part 2. Today is just part 1. Okay, now look at let me continue the slide. Yeah. Okay. So what does this our Zleephonin help us? When you consume Zleephonin, what is the best top 10 responses you will see? First, you will produce more saliva. Right? More saliva means you have to talk more. No, that's not what I mean. More saliva is better for you. Why? Because if you have more saliva, then you do have dry mouth. Secondly, you have better digestion in your mouth. So the food that you put in your mouth and chew and taste, and before you swallow, it tastes much better. Isn't it better? Food are more tastier. Okay. So second, okay, Zleephonin will help us sleep better. Okay. It will also help us to have less nocturia. It will reduce the night urination much more. Okay. And also it will help us to produce more healthy, beautiful skin. At the same time, of course, when you take Zleephonin, you have a good sleep. The next day, your body is fully charged. And of course, you feel much better and more energized, more vitality, better vitality, and of course, produces good appetite. You can have more appetite to eat better food. Okay, and of course, it will also reduce our body soreness and stronger feet. Now, this is important, especially for elderly. A lot of problems when people get old is they couldn't walk properly because they have weak feet. Okay, so with Zleephonin, we can improve this. To have strong feet for elderly. Okay, and of course it will also help our body to generate heat and sweat as we need. Okay, so that our body maintaining our body temperature system will be well maintained. Okay, now of course it will Zleephonin will help our body to also exclude residues faster. Now residues including what I mentioned just now, the residues of the height or even heavy metal and toxin from the body or these inferior material that's not usable for the body anymore, or the cells which is in the body which is no longer usable can be easily discharged, eliminated from our body. So this is the best way to eliminate toxin from the body. Okay, so these are the top 10 responses when they consume Zleephonin. Okay, now in Zleephonin we have the list of the content we can find in the Zleephonin. We have the banana peel extract, tryptophan. We have royal jelly. This is the one that I mentioned a lot today, and we have the Western Indian cherry. Ceramide is the extract from rice. We have a Prunus cerosus. This is another kind of cherry, which is sour cherry, we call it, or black currant. And we have oat fiber, and also we have milk calcium. You see, so now overall, the whole content of Zleephonin is plant-based, except that we have one content called the milk calcium, is derived from milk. So basically, if you're vegetarian, you can still consume the product if you can consume milk. Okay, if you totally cannot consume milk, then this product may not be for you. Okay, but for anybody else, Zleephonin is perfect for everybody. Okay. Now, what else do I say? Okay, now how do you consume it? How do you consume this Zleephonin? You can consume it every day. It's of a daily consumption. Okay. Now, Zleephonin in short is a mood therapy plus anti-aging plus regenerations. Okay, now per sachet is about 4 grams only, very small. Okay, you can consume in 2 ways. One, orally by putting under the tongue. Second, you can dissolve it in small water, a small portion of water, and drink it. Or you can add in any beverage to drink it, no problem. But do not drink it hot. Okay, so maintain at room temperature or cool temperature will be fine. But I'll prefer if you can consume it by putting it directly into your spring the powder in directly in under your tongue, okay, so that we can dissolve and enter our bloodstream immediately and go straight to supply to our brain part. Okay, if you take it by drinking it, of course you have to pass through our digestive system. It will take a longer time. Okay, now how many times can you take it? Okay, you can take once, twice a day. It's up to you. Now, if you take on daytime, so what you will achieve, you will elevate your chronic fatigue. So what does it mean is, if you take on daytime, you feel more energized in the daytime, more happy mood, you are more happy you're more active at night, produce you more energy. Okay, when you take at night, it gives you better sleep. It promotes much better sleep qualities. But if you twice a day, then you will have to have good sleep. It will relieve any sleep disorder and also maintain a healthy complexion for a daily consumption. So 1 or twice a day is up to you. Okay, and it's so simple. By taking it, ingesting it yourself, you can actually do a mood therapy, you can do anti-aging and you rejuvenation all in just one move. Simple, right? And it's tasty. Okay, so what I mentioned to you, what I shared to you today, is the part 1 of Zleephonin. I hope you learned something from it. Of course, don't forget, if you want to know complete content and complete function of Zleephonin, don't forget to follow our part 2 coming to you soon. Okay, that's my sharing today. So thank you, and I wish all sleep well, stay pretty and healthy. Thank you very much.